thought we'd have a look at the bees, see how our honey's going. Let's give them a bit of smoke. Shouldn't be too much happening in this top box if we've just got a few frames in there. Because I know they will start to fill up the frames in this second box, so I put some frames up here just to give them some more room to put some honey if they needed it. Started to put some wax up in to the top frames. I'll just remove this top box. Also put another frame in there. It's plastic coated with melted beeswax just to see what they do with the plastic foundation. The rest of them are natural beeswax. There's a few bees starting to come up there. But today we're more interested in this second box. See what sort of honey we've got and see if we've got any hive beetle. Got a hive beetle trap in here just to trap any beetles. The hive beetles can burrow through the frames and destroy your hive if you don't keep an eye on them. Let's try and remove this beetle trap. It's a bit stuck in there. So that's a beetle trap. I see a couple of dead ones in there. Remove some frames and see what sort of honey supply we've got. Last time I checked, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. It wasn't looking too bad. I haven't got a queen excluder between the bottom brood box and the top super, this middle super, to stop the queen coming up, so there could be some brood up here or eggs from the queen. This frame out. Oh, look at that. You can see all that. That's all honey there, just that patch. If we look the other side, similar, all that's all honey. Hopefully that shows through there. So they're starting to fill that out. As we get more towards the middle of the box, there'll probably be more and more honey. We'll wait and see. I'll just remove a bit of this excess beeswax. We'll go to the next frame. Looks to be a bit of honey up the top. Also look for the queen while I'm pulling these out. So that's all honey. They've got raw, uncapped honey in the middle. Smells nice. So I'm making sure I'm not upsetting the queen. She's probably down the bottom box. She could be up here. Well, here's some nice clear looking honey on this frame. If you look here, that's a lot clearer looking honey, so that's probably from a different plant or flower. That side's fairly empty, but they have built out the comb. I'll just stack them in this top box for now. Probably won't pull them all out, but let's have a quick look. Oh, this frame looks pretty full. It'll be nice and heavy. Stuck to the bottom. Just wiggle that a bit to free it up. There we go. Oh, that's heavy. You can see there. That's pretty well full of honey, and that side too, nice and full. Just drop that back in here. Still haven't spotted the queen. disturb the bees too much. They've calmed down a lot since I first got the bees. They were fairly angry, but now they're pretty good. Here we go, we've got honey there, honey up the top, and if you see those darker cells, I'll see if I can grab it. These darker cells here, that's actually brood or eggs laid by the queen. There's actually, you can see some larvae in there, probably can't pick it up from the camera. So the queen could be on this frame. Next one. Just disturb them. That's mostly honey as well. So you're covered that side with bees and honey up here. As I said, the queen's probably down the bottom, so we might see her today. Wax off. It looks like our bees are doing very well, nice and strong. You can see this side here, all that middle section there is all full of brood, and we've got honey up the top and down the side there. These. Oh. 2 frames to go. These are a 10 frame box. I've only got 9 frames in them. Gives you more room. It's very tight if you've got 10 frames in there. So a lot more honey. That's basically all full that side with honey. Hopefully that's showing up. And this side we've got all honey, and there's some uncapped honey down the bottom in the middle. So I'll have to start extracting some honey shortly. I better fix up my honey extractor that I got. Just check out the last frame. Looks to be a bit of honey on it too. Move that across. That up there. You can see all that, that's all honey there. Same on the other side, we've still got a bit to fill down the bottom. So I won't disturb their brood box today, which is the bottom box. I like to put the frames back in the same order that they were. So I just move these frames across and then put the other ones in that I took out. Without trying to kill too many busy bees. If I don't get them in the right order, I don't think it matters that much. It is recommended to put the frames back in the same order that you took them out. Squeeze that up a bit, give me some room. You can see they do go wider with the 9 frames. They build the cells out a bit wider. Definitely, even with the 9 frames in the 10 frame box, it gets pretty tight once they start filling out the frames. Then I just try to evenly space frames. It's end frame box. Just try and get even gap between each frame. As best you can, doesn't have to be perfect. I'll have a look. You can probably hear the bees buzzing away in there. And I'll just put this other one on top. It's basically just to give them some spare frames in case they fill these ones. You don't want them to be honey bound. I've got to put more frames in here. The main reason I checked today, see how full the frames are, and to check for hive beetle. I've got to remember to put my hive beetle trap back in. That just sits in between two frames. That's a disposable trap, but you can reuse it. Just got diatomaceous earth in there, and that's just got holes in the top. We'll have a look. Holes in the top that the beetles, basically the bees corral beetles into corners, or they can corral them and the bees will fall down into here and get trapped in the trap where the holes are too big for the bees to go into. So we'll put our top box back on. Do that gently so we don't disturb the bees too much. Make sure that's positioned nicely. Put the lid on. Oh, there's some beetles. You can see here. See if we can zoom in and see them. You see those beetles? Hopefully that's focus. We've got some beetles crawling around. Don't seem to be focusing. Those beetles, what we do to them, we squash them. That's what's known as the hive beetle. Another one over here. Shade. Squash ya. So normally up the top I've got that trap in the middle because there's basically no honey or brood up the top yet, and that's what the beetles will go after. You can see we've got some dead beetles there. That one's blown away in the wind. There's a make sure there's no escapees. There's an ant. Ants don't bother you too much as long as they're not overcrowded. These beetles you want to get rid of, make sure they're all dead. Checking these side vents of beetles. Just dump them out. I think that's pretty good there now. I usually check the hives once a week, just on the weekend, mainly just for beetles. Make sure they're not growing too many in numbers. You'll always probably have beetles, just a matter of keeping control of them and making sure they don't overrun the hive. Generally, I haven't had them too bad, so that's pretty good. Seal that up. That's nice. And as I said, I'll just have to get my extractor. I've got to clean it out and get it ready. I haven't extracted any honey yet. It looks like once those frames are full, we'll be getting some nice honey.